Welcome to this week's edition of Sun News Blazer Beat. I'm Troy Grimmond.
And I'm Brandon Farsko. Thanks for tuning in. The Trailblazers track and field team excelled at the Vince O'Brien Classic last Friday. The team set 3 program records and secured 2 first-place finishes. Lexi Larson won in the 1500 meters, setting a program record with a time of 4 minutes and 39 seconds. Whitney Christiansen won the 400 meter with a time of 56 seconds and 93 milliseconds. And a familiar name, Ashlyn Parrish, set yet another program record in the 100 meter hurdles with a time of 13 seconds and 89 milliseconds. The team will travel to Las Vegas to compete in the UNLV Elite starting tomorrow.
Utah Tech's tennis team took the win over University of Texas Dallas yesterday, winning 6-1. The Blazers' dominant win included a sweep in the doubles category, with Aditi V and Olivia Bustos racking up the wins. They also won 5 of the 6 matches in the singles category. The Blazers will head back to Texas to take on the University of Texas Rio Grande Valley Sunday at 11 a.m.
The Utah Tech women's golf team heads to Goodyear, Arizona on Monday to compete in the Montana State Bobcat Desert Classic. This is their final tournament of the season before competing in the WAC Women's Golf Championship April 18th through the 21st. The championship will be played at the Rim Golf Club in Payson, Arizona.
Blazers men's golf traveled to California last Easter weekend to compete in the Stanford Goodwin Tournament. It was not a successful outing as the Blazers finished 27th out of 31 teams. However, the tournament was jam-packed with Pac-12 and SEC schools, including the tournament winner, the University of Georgia. Stanford University placed second, and the University of Utah placed third. The Blazers will play their next tournament in California as well, the UC Santa Barbara Collegiate Invitational, April 7th.
The Utah Tech baseball team lost last week to the University of Texas Rio Grande Valley in a 3-game series. The team will now travel to Orem for another 3-game series against Utah Valley University. The first game of the series starts tomorrow and they will play again on Saturday. The series will conclude on Sunday.
Blazers softball suffered a loss at the hands of Brigham Young University last Tuesday, 4-12. BYU held the Blazers to just 5 hits, with the Wildcats striking out 9 Blazers batters. For the Blazers, Drew McCown had 2 of the 5 hits, while Sadie Gardner, Rachel Campbell, and Carly Eldridge each had 1 hit. The team travels up to the West Coast to kick off a 3-game series with Seattle University this Friday at 4 p.m. And, you know, I like softball-wise right now, I hype them up a lot. Previous WAC champs,
yeah.
WAC pitcher, WAC coach. Their record's kind of not showing it, Brant.
Yeah, their record right now is 11-22 overall and 4-5 in WAC play. They're actually in 6th. They're 6th place in the WAC right now, so they're not doing the best. They definitely can do better, but they're not doing the worst.
Yeah, and in the beginning of the season, they opened up with an 8-game losing streak, which is no bueno. But that happens in softball and baseball.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, it always bounced back. And Blazers baseball is also on a rough skid right now. I feel like they just can't get anything going.
They're doing a lot better in the WAC than initially thought. They are 6th in WAC as well. They're 6th and 6 in WAC play and 8-19 overall, which
6 and 6, correct?
6 and 6 in WAC play.
Okay, that's much better than.
Yeah.
I mean, the way they started out, I'm so sorry. I'm tripping over my words here. From the way they started out, it was not looking to be a good season, but they're competing in the WAC. I mean, that's a 500 record. So that's good to see because baseball is a very competitive sport. You got to battle to win every single inning, every single pitch.
And that's a recap of your Utah Tech Division I athletics. But this week, we'd also like to highlight one of the club sports, the men's soccer club.
I think our biggest goal not only is to win out, but to just go out and destroy teams, just to make our name, put it out there. So next year we're wanting to play against BYU, playing the same tournaments and leagues as a lot of these bigger teams. And if we can make this year be super good and just go out and beat teams, people are going to want to play against us, and that'll be fun. I've always played soccer, always wanted to play soccer. That's all I want to do. And being able to have that at a fun level where you're not having to have it as a job, super nice. So that's what I like about it.
I came initially to the US to play soccer, and I played in college for 2 years, and then eventually for personal reasons I stopped playing, and the club just seemed like the perfect opportunity to keep playing at a good level and play with people that love it. I really like the fact that just people that love the sport, people that love soccer get to play at a pretty good level, and we don't need to be like a D1 team and everything. We just all get here every Tuesday and Thursday and we get it. So yeah, I have the goal to take this team to the best point that we can get. Eventually play BYU, that's our biggest goal because they are the best team.
It's just a fun opportunity to compete, you know, because like you grow up playing competitive for so long, and then sometimes recruiting and different things don't work out. I'm good friends with Brax, and so he started a club. We had a ton of people show up to tryouts, and it's been dope to compete. One of the fun things is obviously like trainings and stuff and travel. I think one of my very favorite memories was last spring. We had our first home game against UVU. They came down and they first came out and they went up on us 1-0. But when we came back and won, it was actually super sick because everyone that was watching was going crazy. It was our first game out. And so it was cool to see that like we were legit, that we knew what we were doing. We usually will hold tryouts at the beginning of the fall semester, and then we'll hold a second round of tryouts at the beginning of the spring semester. Anyone interested in playing, come out, look us up on Instagram, but go Utah Tech, I guess.
And they definitely want players to come out and play. They've got 28 players on the team, and they just go out there and have fun. Every Tuesday and Thursday they go and practice, and they're out there early, 6:45 to 8:15. I had to get up and go watch them interview, and it was great. It was a beautiful morning too.
Well, that's the one thing I like about this club. The one thing that stuck out to me in this interview was the interview where he said that he played collegiately for 2 years and then quit for personal reasons. That's an unspoken kind of thing. You don't see a lot of that in the other clubs, I feel like. I mean, it's big because your fire can burn out, personal reasons, like you said, maybe a coach ruins the sport for you. But the ability for clubs to exist and to kind of get you back into the love for the sport is a huge thing. And you don't really see that a lot because people, they get into the sport, they love it, they play it. Coach might ruin it for them, personal reasons, burn out of the sport. The ability to come back and keep playing that sport is phenomenal, and it gives you purpose, and I love that about this club. After the break, we will be joined with special guest and Sun News Sports writer Ben Dawson to discuss the new NFL rule changes. Stay tuned.
It's official. Dixie State University is now Utah Tech University. Our polytechnic focus combines active learning with career readiness in all of our 250 programs. As one of the fastest growing, most affordable, and safest universities in the country, Utah Tech was recently ranked as a top 10 arts and science college. So, join us and experience the difference at Utah Tech University.
The NFL has made 12 rule changes that will go into effect this upcoming season. The two biggest rule changes include the ban on hip drop tackling and completely overhauling the look of kickoffs. Both changes were made due to health and safety concerns. Hip drop tackling is defined as when a defender grabs or wraps up a runner with both arms and unweights himself by swiveling and dropping his hips or dropping their lower body to land and trap the runner's legs. A hip drop tackle will now be a 15-yard penalty and an automatic first down. Kickoffs will now look completely different as well. The kicker on the kicking team will still kick the ball from the 35-yard line, with the rest of the kicking team starting at the opposing 40-yard line. The receiving team is only 5 yards away at their 35-yard line. They are allowed to have up to 2 players that can return the ball, but no one can move until the ball is touched. If the ball is caught anywhere in the landing zone between the goal line and the 20-yard line, the ball must be returned because fair catches have been removed from kickoffs. If the kickoff is kicked into the end zone, the ball will be placed at the 30-yard line. What happened to onside kicks, you might ask? If a team wants to do an onside kick, they will look the same, but they will have to declare it to a referee to be able to do so. A team can only do an onside kick after the fourth quarter start and onward. Surprise onside kicks have effectively been removed from the game. Other significant rules that changed include the trade deadline being moved back a week, and now teams now get a third challenge after only one successful challenge, not 2. You know what? The NFL is definitely going to look different this season. Obviously, you know, kickoffs being different, that affects special teams, which is one of the 3 big aspects of the game. You got offense, defense, and special teams. And special teams can win and lose teams' games. Definitely. And then hip drop tackling, I mean, a 15-yard penalty for a tackle that's been, you know, allowed since the start of the league. I mean, I think that's going to be a big deal. Defenses are definitely going to get penalized.
Brant, I want to hear your thoughts before I get on the ramble here.
Well, I like the new kickoff rule. I like that it forces teams to actually return the ball. It makes it more exciting. Kickoff is the start of the game. It should be entertaining. It should be fun right up from the get. What I don't like is the new hip drop rule. I played football. I was a defensive kind of guy, and I hate if you had a bigger guy and you were coming from behind, you just have to drop your hips. You have to. That's the only way of getting them down. Because if you have somebody that's a lot bigger than you, there's really only one way, and that's hip dropping. Troy?
I agree with you completely. My Exhibit A, you got in the National Football League, Derrick Henry. How are you going to get in front of a behemoth like that man and sit there and think, oh yeah, I'm going to square up and tackle this guy? No, he's going to run you over, correct?
Man's a giant.
The only thing you can do is wrap up his legs.
And I think the important thing to understand is that, I mean, obviously you can look at offensive linemen, defensive linemen, they're huge players, they're in the trenches. But if you look at a cornerback, cornerbacks are usually not even over 6 foot
they're
tall,
small.
not even over 200 pounds. So how do you expect someone like that to tackle like Derrick Henry?
And I have another example too. The Patrick Peterson tackle, DK Metcalf. Like DK Metcalf is a freak as well. He's huge. How do you expect a cornerback to square up against DK Metcalf where he can just run you? He's like a truck, a freight train. He just keeps moving. He's going to run you over, correct? And you know how DK Metcalf tackled Patrick Peterson? It was a hip drop tackle. He chased him all the way down to the 50-yard line, made a very great hustle play, saved a touchdown for his team, hip drop tackled him and saved the touchdown. Now with the logic of those rules, him saving that touchdown, extra 15 yards. It doesn't make sense to me, and I understand it's for the safety, but what's more safe, hip drop tackling or getting just absolutely pummeled by an offensive player? It doesn't make much sense to me.
The one thing I do want to add about kickoffs is the rule was changed because only 20% of kickoffs were returned last year. So obviously it's important to see the ball returned, but I mean, at what point are we going to just put the offense in field goal range? Because initially they had talked about putting teams, if they kick it through the end zone, at the 35-yard line. That's, one big play away from being in field goal range. Yep. I feel like all these rules, hip drop and kicking off as well, are just incentivizing offense, and then they're telling defenses just kind of suck it up.
Well, I mean, the one thing for sure is that the NFL is going to look a lot different the next year for the 2024-25 season. Ben, thank you so much for coming in on the show. We love to have you here and have
Appreciate
your
it.
input, of course.
We appreciate it.
Last week, Brant and I decided to have a little fun to see who was the better bowler. Stay tuned after the break to see who won.
Can't wait.
At the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, we see champions everywhere we look. In every sport, on every court, we're building a foundation to ensure all athletes are safe, supported, and strengthened. At the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, ending abuse is not just our job. It's our promise.
I'm going to ball a perfect game. I hope you know. All right.
Oh, I'm done, dude. Did you see that?
Hey! Hey! All right. Yeah, right. Yeah. Hey, we got the same score, buddy. You got too cocky. Gutter ball.
I lost.
Oh, that's a gutter ball. Oh, we're about to pick up the first strike of the game right here. Right here. It's happening. Money. Woo! All right, no biggie. Man. Who do you think you are? I am. Oh, no way. I don't know if you guys can see. Left farmost pin. Have to pick up this spare. Oh. Gutter ball. Oh, I'm in. Nope, I'm good. I'm straight there. A little too much movement here. What can I say? I like the curves. He likes the curves. I don't know.
Oh, no. Oh, my God. Got it.
Yep, get over. That's massive. That's huge. Got the Call this one the speedball. Speedball.
Oh, wow.
This is going to be a cakewalk. I knew it.
Let's go. I'm not worried. Let's go. I'm not worried. That's exactly why I'm not worried.
Another gutter ball. That was really good. Troy, you outdone yourself right there. I don't know what more to say. It's over. He's got to hit 150. Oh. It slipped. There's hope. Oh, no way.
blame this guy. I blame this guy. Totally. Come on!
Womp womp. That's exactly what he's doing. He's gonna pick up one. He's gonna. Oh man! Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa.
They stayed in.
They stayed in. That was a nice shot. You already know what I'm gonna say.
Gutter balls.
I gotta lock in and get a big.
I'm going to come away with this. Maybe not. That's looking really good.
Come on.
Oh, that's a strike. Called it. Put it in. I put the nail in the coffin. And that's looking really good.
Oh, come on, man.
That's looking real.
Backspin, baby.
No. Oh no.
Gutter ball.
And there it is. Hard spot here. And that's
Gonna put it away.
I finish it off. I'm gonna end him with a strike.
Yeah. Wow. Holy cow.
Ah, who do you think you are? And that is that. Like I said, I am the winner. And Troy, I'm sorry. You lost one yet again here at Fiesta Fun, but it's okay. Maybe next time. Fiesta Fun is not so fun for Troy as you saw that he lost.
That's not fair, man. How many gutter balls did I have? Dude, I don't remember getting 6 gutter balls. That's not me as a bowler. Footage is obviously a little sped up. That's not how I look, I swear. That's not my bowling form, I'm telling you.
My form's a little better than I thought. I've never actually recorded myself bowling, so it looks better than I thought.
I thought I was going to come in there conquering. That first strike called my shot. I was like, this is going to be a strike right here. I thought that would set the tone for me, and then I go like 6 straight gutter balls.
Well, the game was close the entire way. You saw the scores up until the end. It was just the last couple throws kind of just threw you off.
I needed to stay consistent. Obviously, you didn't see it in the form. I blame it on the jacket, as you can see. Here comes the excuses. The reasons I didn't win. Obviously, I would have won not for this, but the jacket was way too small. You could see my lower back coming out of it. Obviously, if I had better clothes on, I feel like I would have put out the win. Once again, Fiesta Fun, no fun for me. And that's it for this week's edition of Sun News Blazer Beat. Thanks for tuning in.
We'll see you here next week, same time, same place. Have a great week, Trailblazers.